what's the best thing to say to the public, as far as what you're hoping to get from folks at this point, I guess? And you can keep looking at Gretchen, I guess.
So I guess our focus at this point is to try to find the 2 kids that are missing. We're hoping that that their health is fine, that they're in good condition. We'd like to know where they're at and prove that they are safe. So if the public or anybody knows where they might be or has information about them, we would certainly appreciate hearing that information.
Do you know at all if they were possibly like homeschooled and maybe that's why they weren't seen at school or why they abruptly left? Do you know?
So the 17-year-old I don't think was ever in schools here. There's no record of that I'm aware of. The 7-year-old was enrolled in the schools and then checked out by his mother, who told the school that he was going to be homeschooled. And so the school closed the books on that, so to speak, and didn't consider anything abnormal.
Gotcha. Has Chad Daybell ever have any run-ins with the law that you're aware of before this?
Not that I'm aware of. We certainly didn't have any dealings with him here.
What about Lori?
No, not. We didn't have nothing that I'm aware of here.
Okay. Would you say you guys have gotten like a fair amount of tips from the community about maybe where the kids are, where they are?
Not a lot about where the kids are. We've had a couple of calls that were totally unfounded. We certainly have checked into those, but not any real good information yet.
How difficult, or I guess maybe how unusual has this case been? I'm sure partly because of the attention it's been getting, but just to have, parents that you were able to contact at one point that have just been uncooperative about children's whereabouts even. That seems kind of like a strange situation.
So it is strange for parents not to be willing to produce their kids in order to quash any rumors or to provide the fact that they are, let us know if they're safe or not.
Yeah.
We would appreciate knowing that. It would certainly solve a lot of questions for everyone.
Is there anything you can say about the investigation into the death? I know you're still waiting on autopsy, but is there any suspicions specifically that you can address at this point, or is it just, you said Arizona kind of gave you some indication that you might want to take a second look at that, and is there anything more that you can say about that?
There's not a whole lot that I am willing or able to talk about. It is an open, ongoing case, but the more we looked into it, the more it became apparent that we needed to take a second look and look a little closer. And so that was the reason for obtaining the court order to exhume the body and have an autopsy performed.
Did anything come from the search warrant when you guys searched their house?
We searched the house in conjunction with Rexford PD, and the FBI assisted us. They sent up a forensics team. Mm-hmm. And they did remove 43 items of evidence from the home. Most of that is being processed now. A lot of electronic devices, primarily computers and cell phones, personal communication devices, things like that. And those are all being looked at and gone through for forensics.
Since you guys have been investigating, is there any maybe like reason why or motive that you guys have found that Lori and Chad wouldn't tell people where the kids are?
I have no reason for their silence on that. Nothing that we're aware of.
This is your motion. I'll give you the last word if you'd like it.
Thank you, Your Honor. As I indicated, Lori is more than willing to abide by any restriction that the court puts on her if the court so chooses to do so. The prosecutor stated that past behavior is essentially the best predictor of future behavior. I would point to the fact that Lori, in all of the decades that she has been alive, does not have a single criminal law violation whatsoever. It goes without saying that she also does not have any failure to appear in any criminal case. So I respectfully disagree with the prosecutor's assertion that Lori will be convicted of these charges. I have represented to the court, as I have a duty of candor to the tribunal, that Lori will be residing locally. And as I indicated, I'm happy to provide that address to Your Honor under seal to protect Lori in this case. The prosecutor has gone through a litany of allegations for which she is not facing any sort of criminal charges whatsoever, and not criminal charges in this case. Those should not be considered by the court for purposes of this case and setting bond pursuant to Idaho, the factors listed in Idaho Criminal Rule 46. We would ask that you grant the defendant's request and set bail as requested in this matter.
Thank you, Ms. Alcox. The court has listened carefully to the argument of both the state and the defense. The court has reviewed in detail and in full Rule 46 of the Idaho Criminal Rules. The court has also reviewed the Idaho Bail Act, Title 19, Chapter 29, specifically under 192904. Today, the court is going to reduce bail. I'm going to reduce bail to the amount of $1 million. I recognize all of the factors that have been looked at here. One specific thing that the court notes in setting such a high bail amount is that there is a pending court order, and to my knowledge there has been nothing set forth regarding obedience to that court order pertaining to lining the court out with information on where the two children are at the Department of Health and Welfare or at the Rexburg Police Department. So with that, bail will be set at $1 million. If bail is posted, there will also be the following conditions that are ordered. Number one, there will need to be a waiver of extradition signed from any and all jurisdictions to be brought back here before the court. Number two, I'm going to require that Ms. Daybell not leave Bonneville, Jefferson, Madison, and Fremont counties. If she were to leave any of those counties while this case is pending without permission or authorization from the court, that would be a violation of the terms of bond and release. I'm also going to order that there be an ankle monitor that is placed on the defendant. That will need to be all lined out before she's eligible to bail out. It will be monitoring 24 hours a day, 7 days a week as to where the defendant is. And then lastly, I'm going to order as a term of any release or bail that the defendant appear for all court appearances, that she maintain contact with her counsel, and that she abide by all the laws of this state, this country, this county, and this city. With that, we'll be in recess.
All right.